other people need to see what I see. They need to see.
These are the spiritual as much as physical voyages of the co-federation solar, sun, our starship, planet Earth, restored to heaven on our and every earth as our spiritual, genealogical, local, global, universal voyager and shared her and his family community enterprise. Our new millennial year's mission to rediscover and re-understand, sustain, and explore are and all are in fact familiar new worlds of family community, of the tree of love, life, and light throughout the solar system and universe, to restore, renew, and sustain our and new life and new sustainable civilizations, past, present, retroactively, and now, rebalance, and future, always balancing, to lovingly, genealogically, and boldly become and be space-time travelers whenever and where we have interdimensional reality, all in part been before, if also never been before, in alternative space lines that are circles, which are of the universal EQ, IQ, and SQ continuum. Balance, combinations of the ever-expanding circle which spirals and grows, budding and blooming in space-time. Love and live enlightened, ever young, long, and prosper all both in each and every one. Engage your heart, mind, soul, and body, for we all, both in each, and each both in all, can, must, and marvelously and miraculously make it so.
In the thunderous blast, she merges, her eyes on fire, the mighty priestess. She's risen from the nativity of Kandra. She is risen from the fires of the earth. She is risen, she is risen.
We are risen.
She is risen. She is risen.
We are risen.
We all are risen.
Blessed be, blessed be, blessed be.
महालक्ष्मी मृडप्रिया महारूपा महापूज्या महापातकनाशिनी महामाया महासत्व महाशक्ति महारथी महाभोग महेश्वर्या महावीर्या महाबला महाबुद्धि महासिद्धि महायोगेश्वरेश्वरी महातंत्र महामंत्र महायंत्र महासना महायागत्रमाराध्या ओम महाभैरवपूजिता महेश्वर महाकल्पक महातांडव साक्षिणी महाकामेश महिषी महात्रिपुरसुंदरी चतुष्षष्टि उपचाराढ्या चतुष्षष्टि कलामयी महाचतुष्षष्टि कोटि योगिनी गणसेविता
We are
Celestial event. No. What? What? God, I should have said. Oh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Maybe other people need to see what I've seen. They need to see.
This day I call the heavens and the earths as witnesses intercessorily for and hopefully and prayerfully not against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose love and life with light, so that you and your children may live. For I give you good doctrine, forsake ye not your, our new millennial law.
Okay. Another Patricia. Maybe play tonight Sunflower or Upstairs Peter Blackson. This is Anna Marie singing Christmas, and I am Cherokee, Cheyenne, Blackfoot, and Alltimate, Dakota. And I am also a French, English, and German. That means we are all related. We embrace the new millennial goals as the law of Alltimate, of the sacred ground that is Mother Earth, and all the planets of all the universes.
Children of planet Earth as a local, global, and universal planet of the cosmos. I am the cosmic Christ, first but not last or only, because my job is to lift you up out of the worm-like condition you have fallen to, back to your goddess and godhood. You have the ability, and we have the ability, to begin the world anew as a parity, divine democracy everywhere on earth, in every local, global, love and respect thy neighborhood, female and male. and turn away from patriarchal planeticide and extinction. Although it is very late for us to be able to make this hairpin turn, which must become a very clear turn now, I believe it is yet possible, because I am here and I am delivering the New Millennial Golden Rule to you, and you do have an alternative to what you have been giving to yourselves. What you have been giving to yourselves is two interactive versions of what a psychologist once called the people of the lie. What is the lie? The lie that yang should rule over yin. The lie that male should rule over female. The lie that majorities should rule over minorities. The lie that people with money should rule over people who don't have money. This is a time which can be divine democracy. There is a major reason why we do not have that at this time. We have many, many people in our culture who fit the description that George Carlin gave. He said the women are crazy and the men are stupid. And the reason the women are crazy is that the men are stupid. That has never been more true now, and in fact, it really is true to say that both genders are both crazy and stupid right now. In North America, in every nation on earth that has not achieved a major step and a big achievement by now of gender parity in all aspects of government. And the New Millennial Golden Rule, which is at 5050now.wordpress.com, makes this easy and possible. Now, my family is supposed to co-deliver this with me, but our family is in a state of horrific malfunction. I mean, really bad. And the main reason is that the women of the family, of my family, because of interactive processes within our own lack of knowledge of ourselves and our genealogy, and especially because many of us trusted the mass media for too long, have extreme internalized low self-esteem, which is projected onto one another. And those who are light givers and have information to share and are holy in their very being do not know it, do not act like it, and avoid facing the truth about patriarchy. These are women who have had issues and complications in their relationships with mothers and aunts and great and grandmothers, and attribute these problems to the person apart from the issue of patriarchy as an internalized process among not only men but women too. And as long as women turn away from a discussion with women who are ready to discuss patriarchy versus parity, as long as men turn away from that discussion, this landmass called North America, and likely that one that is called Russia, and likely that one called China, and likely that one called India, and likely that one called the Middle East, and likely that one called Australia and New Zealand, and likely that one called South Africa and Latin America. All of these land masses, every continent is sinking into a hellacious, I don't like to use that word because hell means light in the ancient language. So let's use a horrific condition
that is so deeply accepted as normal that the planet is dying. You are killing your planet. I am here to save you. But I notice when I offer myself to as savior, most people don't get it and they don't hear it. They don't want to know. They're expecting only a man. Well, I think we do have some men saviors waiting in the wings. I intend for them to come forward. We have some young women and some young men co-saviors. But they cannot come forward unless the goddesshood in divine democracy of their mothers is functional. While the women of my family avoid this, and the women of many first families of this part of the world who do know of my and our website 5050now.wordpress.com and continue to ignore it, this planet is sinking into extreme dark and extinction. Many women are no longer acting as mammals. They are acting as reptiles. And I'll tell you why in North America. There's no family leave here. That means that the mother-child bonding is not occurring. And therefore the mother, father, and child bonding is also not occurring. And therefore children are being born into a context in which they are in early childhood, at birth and early infancy, deprived of the emotional bonding experience that would make them capable of being mammal-like, affectionate beings. They don't have any affection. They have no affection. They have no bonding. Without bonding, humanity is a sunken Titanic. Where the way this is being manifested or showing up in later life is that the women have no patience with one another. They don't try to engage, and women who try to engage them are repeatedly rebuffed over and over and over and over again with, especially in North America, a large number of very spoiled, mean girls grown up. They have material well-being, many of them. They have learned to suck up to sociopathic men and just fit in to their Biff-like back to the wrong future of men who simply want to make money and gamble on the well-being of this earth without any care for what tomorrow is for their children. They don't care about their own children. They regard their children as objects to fall into the hierarchy of a monetarily controlling father and a mindless bimbo-like mother. My dears, it won't work. And we have so many women who have the intelligence and at least some access to the information to help them regain their goddesshood, who are refusing to look at it. Then what we have is a land of what you might say walking zombies. Zombies. Instead of the divine democracy, we have people who actually think that the circus in Iowa is anything other than a circus. who actually think, let me put it this way, who actually don't get it yet, that ever since 2000, most particularly really since 1996, every presidential election has been a profound lie. Each and every one of them, because there was no gender parity. And therefore there was no intersectional justice either. Those two go hand in hand. And as long as we have women in families and communities and organizations and associations running around talking about Obamacare as if he ever was president, because he never was. Because you've been lied to by the media intensely since 1995, and there hasn't been any real elections since 1996. That's the truth. You have to say, in truth, there haven't been any real elections longer than that, since the giving of common sense in 1776, and the perversion that occurred because of patriarchy and the low status of women at that time, that we called the Constitution. And which came later, and also it goes back earlier than that to the fall of Atlantis. Why did Atlantis fall? I now know why Atlantis fell, because I am Atlantis, and I am Atlantis risen, and I see what's happening to me among the women I know. They keep pretending they didn't hear what I said about gender parity. They keep pretending they didn't hear what I said about gender parity. They keep pretending that they didn't hear what I said about patriarchy and parity, and they keep avoiding any conversation with me about it over and over and over and over and over again. These women have the self-esteem of an injured pet, an injured puppy. They have not yet found their feline femininity. They're dog-like. They follow their master husbands, their master bosses, their master politicians, their master media bad men. And they have no self-esteem of their own. And so when they try to talk with each other, if one of them for a half second sounds like she might know a little bit more than the other one, they get upset with each other. How dare you know more than I do? How dare you know something that I don't know? And they scurry to their little dark corners and say, I don't want to talk to you. Now, do you think a world can continue with that type of human relatedness? I don't. I know it can't. I feel that my personal risenhood is clear. I will already, as I've always been a relatively successful time traveler. If I fail to save you, I will be brought to some other planet and I will be able to save the people there then. But that is not what I want. I want to save you. But you're fighting me because you see I don't have a male partner. You see I don't have a male protege yet. And you're looking so hard for that male because you're not thinking that you should be looking for a group of women first. It is the women who have to do that bonobo circle, the be know how to be goddess circle, on the issue of parity that has to form. And I'm going to beat women up with great love now, because they are deliberately turning away from forming those circles and pissing on each other. It's very similar to what the women of China did when they, for thousands of years, bashed in the toes of their little girls so they would fit into little shoes to please men. And it is very similar to the female genital mutilation that occurs right now, thousands per day in North Africa. And the women there are defending it. It's our religious practice, they say. Not only the men of terrorist organizations are defending this, but women who have forgotten ISIS and have the delusion that Allah is not at least one half in aspect female. Their delusion is that Allah is a father. Allah is not a father. Yahweh is not a father. The entire universe is yin and yang in balance. It's whatever name you gave to God. If you did not give it the name Goddess God, you're a liar. And you're lying to yourself. And you're lying to your children. And you're killing one another, all of you. I cannot stop you if that is really your choice. If you're waiting only for someone other than me to care and love you, it isn't going to happen. I'm what you have. So you're going to have to pick me. You're going to have to pick me, and you're going to have to say, there is no Obama president. You're going to have to say, there never was a George Bush president. There never was an Obama president. There never was, after 1995, a Clinton president. There is no Mr. Putin prime minister. There never was. There is no Netanyahu. There is no Rumini. There is no... I tell you guys, you can come right after me. Send anyone you want, because I really don't worry about myself. I can wind up on another planet and have a lovely paradise without all the 7 billion fools on this one. But I would prefer that not happen. And I love the people of my family with all my heart and soul. And I see that they are people of the lie right now. And I have to find a way to push, like intravenous feeding, truth into them. And I'm going to do that. So they will get smart enough to co-hostess and co-host these broadcasts with me. I need the co-hostesses. And instead, they're running away and hiding behind I don't know what kind of an excuse. And they've turned their children into crippled, pain-ridden, authoritarian personalities. The mothers have done this to their daughters, and the mothers have done this to their sons. To please a husband, a papa, a boss. A doctor. Oh, that's another big area. Some of the worst elements of patriarchal hierarchy is coming into family lives and killing them, because it has already taken members of my family, and that's why I don't want this to happen again. The people who think our patriarchal doctors know what they're doing are buffoons. Our patriarchal doctors are presiding over the killing fields that are our hospitals. And their obedient little nurses are keeping this in place to keep a little salary. They let the CEO collect and collect and collect. The pharmaceutical company CEOs collecting. And who are these CEOs? Robert Hare has told us they're sociopaths. They are people without bonding. They don't care about human life. They don't care about human emotion. They don't care about the pain they cause other people. They only care about what they have in the bank, the moment, at that moment, and they don't care about their own eternal life. They're so jaundiced about people and the universe. They are so without inner faith and love that they don't even think that the universe is built on love, and they can't get it. And all they're doing is collecting cold, colder than ice, cash, with absolutely no mother's milk of the Milky Way in it. And women are working for them. They're working for them. They're taking their notes. They're bringing them their coffee. They're pretending to go to their courts. The women are doing it. This is what the women of North America are doing to their male bosses. Jawohl, Herr Boss. Jawohl, Herr CEO. Jawohl. You look at the adoring women who thronged around Adolf Hitler, and you see what patriarchy does to women. Look at the women, some of the women who are supporting Kim Il-jung, and you see what patriarchy does to women. They don't care about their own children who are starving, but they'll obey Kim Il-jung. The need for a father figure in the female can become a profound cancerous mental state. The electric complex is going to electrocute the planet Earth if we let this continue. So I am not letting it continue. I can tell you my essays on that website. Go to 5050now.wordpress.com and read everything on there 3 times over. And stop killing your children, fathers and mothers. You bullshit generation watching television without a brain. And you know, even our internet now, look at how Google's doodles are. Did they just show Frederick Douglass? Frederick Douglass was the chosen vice presidential candidate of Victoria Woodhull. Now, I guarantee you, they won't show Victoria Woodhull. Frederick Douglass was the biggest supporter of the Seneca Falls Declaration that called for equality for women, written by Elizabeth Cady Stanton, who also wrote the Women's Bible and recognized that the patriarchal version of the Bible was a lie. But Google didn't learn a thing. They put Frederick Douglass' picture up, but look at the lives of some of their CEOs. Do you think that Frederick Douglass would approve of it? Do you think that Victoria Woodhull would approve of their almost all male-dominated corporations that they play games with, and their banner headlines about the Republican convention? Do you think Frederick Douglass would approve of that? I don't think so. And I don't think his mother Harriet would either. Hypocrites! Hypocrites! Horrible hypocrites! I'm ashamed of North Americans, and you better get some healthy shame. Turn off the television. Turn off the television. You're not having re-elections. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn off the liars. Turn off the liars. Turn off the liars. Because if you don't, or if they cancel my broadcasts, which are filled with grace and love, although some righteous anger, this planet is gone. It is dead already. It may be already, but I refuse to give up even a sinking ship. This month time from Christmas time, my cosmic conception, through Valentine's Day is a crucible time. Christmas time is the starting out of life, should be an equality for both female and males, both equally loved and regarded as holy at birth. Valentine's Day is whether or not human beings have the ability to love with sisterhood and brotherhood, as well as true marriage and romance. That is one of respect, of equals, recognizing they have a great deal of overlap, but some complementarity. If there is no sisterhood, there is no brotherhood. And if there is no sisterhood and brotherhood, there is no potential for any real romance. All you might have is momentary lust and domination, subjugation, sadomasochism, not Valentine's. Kelly Valin wrote Kelly Valin, the name has the name Valentine in it, wrote a book called Twisted Sisterhood. You cannot have Valentine's Day when your families are filled with twisted sisterhood. Women who avoid one another and can't hold a normal conversation with more than one or two at a time for more than a few minutes. I can see this operating with all of the women I know. They cannot have a conversation without turning into dictators toward each other and shutting each other down, because they feel so shut down by men, and they normalize it. And they are so hungry for male approval that they keep normalizing it, and the men don't even understand how sick they have made the women around them by denying them equality for this long. I say you're going to get a pox on both of your, instead of pax culture, you're about ready to get a pox on all your houses. I mean it. You're going to get diseased. Mother Nature may find a way to put a germ on this planet and start removing the patriarchal people the way a huge number of people were removed by the bubonic plague. That may be the way Mother Nature sorts it out. There are people on this planet who are ready for gender parity. There's millions of them, billions of them. But their media is controlled by people who are not, and their politicians are controlled by the corporations that control the media. And the result is women who are so confused and mentally anguished, they cannot even hold a conversation. Now, I am going to do compassionate shaming on the women of North America. I have quite a bit on our so-called political women. I've done quite a bit on our so-called organizations, and I'm now engaging at the family level. Because it is in the family that there was a great failure in North America. It was largely due to the geographical diaspora that pulls women out of their hometowns. But whatever was our reason, as compassionate as I am for all the reasons, and there are all kinds of reasons why this woman has been hurt by patriarchy and that woman has been hurt by patriarchy and doesn't know why she's so nasty to her sisters and her sister Kazinas. Whatever the reasons, the nastiness has to stop. There has to be some level of looking in the mirror at oneself as well as at others among women. Because if that is completely gone, my dears, I'll be taken off this planet and you will have a horrific time and then be gone. So I know those are the options Mother, Father, Goddess, God is giving you. You either switch to patriarchy, switch out of patriarchy and switch to parity, and you make paradisal planets on this planet and others with whom we are in contact. We open up the stargates, we have solar powered vessels, and we stop dying in our own waste here, but we expand into the universe. Or you choose patriarchy. You have a million kinds of reasons for people being gone. It starts maybe with my own family, and it's the end of this planet. You don't have any luxury of time left. If this isn't fixed up by Valentine's, by, I'd say 2/11. If you can't get your act together by 2/11, to listen to me, to not hang up on me, and to call me if you haven't called me when you should have, with another woman, or allow me to call another woman and we have a threesome and then build it into a conference. If you can't do that, my dears, Goddess God is ready to drop the boom on you. And I will not be able to help you. I am not Goddess God. I am a representative of Goddess God, a big one. I'm a Messiah. I'm a combination of Miriam of Magdala and Jesus of Nazareth in one person. But it shouldn't stop there. I have to be able to bring forth many Miriams of Magdalas and many Jesus of Nazareths in my family and in my community and in my world. If I can't do that, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. You picked curses and death. You held on to Daddy. You needed Daddy's approval. You missed him. Oh. So you threw away Mother Nature. You threw away your own maternal nature. You threw away your sisters and your cousines and all your female friends. You just threw them away. Throw them away. Don't bother to call them. Never generate a call toward them. Just drop them off the corner and drop them. And drop their children with them. And that's the end. Well, that's not going to happen for me. I'm not going to go down that path. As bad as women are toward me, because they're so besotted with low self-esteem they can't think straight, I'm going to keep calling them. But I'm also going to do something else with them. I'm going to shame them. Because the women of North America should be very deeply ashamed. How can you not notice that you don't have family leave? And how come you're not screaming? Why are you still watching television? Can't you tell that they don't talk about that? Can't you tell that they never talk about family leave comparative to those of other countries? Can't you notice that? Where is your brain? Where is your heart? Where did it go? I'm still trying to figure it out. Because you're trying to please some guy? He's so stupid he doesn't notice it, so you stop noticing it. What do you have estrogen for? What's the point if you're having estrogen? I'm trying to figure it out. I think you have estrogen. Most of you have some estrogen. Even women past menopause have more estrogen than men. I don't get it. Even Crohn's have more estrogen than men. So what's going on here? I don't get it. I really don't get it. If your brains are wired to destroy yourselves at this point, then I guess there isn't too much I can do for you. If that's your wiring now, if you're so mangled by all your pharmaceuticals that you've taken, that all you can do is say, I got to give up. I don't care. not going to happen to me. Global warming is going to happen to some of the grandkids. I don't have to think about it. If that's your programming, I tell you, you're not going to make it past Valentine's Day. God is going to find a way to say, these people are too bad. They don't belong to be interacting with other human beings. So, I love you. I hate to see what you're doing to yourselves. Turn off the television. I beg you, turn off the television and don't buy anything over the internet that is from some large corporation with a CEO boardroom filled with old men. Just stop that. Stop that. And I'll say one more thing to you. You don't have to pay your taxes on time because you don't have a government. Delay it and delay it and delay it until you have a government. Get a government first. Use the new millennial golden rule. Put the government in your neighborhood. You have a government. Pay your taxes to them. And you know, as soon as you decide in your neighborhood to go solar, you won't even need taxes. You won't need them. So I see this very clearly. And I see that what really is causing this now in North America is women who have really huge problems in the relationships of the memories of their mothers. And they take it out on every woman they know. And they can't have a normal conversation, but they take orders from men. There's a lot of women doing that. They suck up to men. They prefer men. They run over to men. They throw women down in order to be near men. Yeah, that's not going to work, ladies. My bimbos, wake up. So that's going to be our broadcast for now. We'll be back in a little while. We'll do one more Starry Times broadcast. We have some emails to get out this week. We're not going to futz around with that anymore. You don't have much time left. You need some truth. We're going to put them in a couple of places where people can read it and hope they do. I tell you, the most important thing you can do is, number one, don't watch TV, and understand also that as you look at the news headlines printed on places like Yahoo's board stuff about the political regime that we have here in North America, no, it's a complete lie. There is no caucus in Iowa. There's a circus in Iowa, not a caucus. There's nothing. There's a place in Iowa called Fair Field. Well, the field isn't fair when it's filled with mostly old men. And men. And men and men and men and men. For how many hundreds and how many thousands of years? Your time is up. If you're taken in by that lie anymore, your time is up. I would rather give you extension time. Let me help you. We'll have eternal life instead.